Hey everybody, this is Bonnie Barker and welcome to Friday Fun Live. Yay! It's been, oh my goodness, it's been 2 weeks since we've been together due to activity that I'm going to tell you all about this time, about what happened, all the good things from Pittsburgh. I have a lot of things to tell you, and it's just so good to be back with you guys. And I just cannot, words just don't express just how much fun it was meeting some of you at the conference. So thank you. Thank you for those of you who could come and those of you who were supporting us. I know many wanted to come and just couldn't. Let me go ahead and trying to get this angle just right. There we go. All right. So welcome, welcome. I'm so glad to have everybody here with us. I'm just gonna dive in and just say a quick hello before I jump into my agenda. Go ahead and set this to live chat so I don't miss anything. Linda, thank you so much for being there. Brad's mom says, good morning, Bonnie, Hannah, Becky, and all my dear yarnies from sunny and very warm Southwest Chicago suburbs. Please, friends, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. Hope everyone has a blessed day. Thank you so much, Linda. I so appreciate that. That reminder on the thumbs up. I'm not particularly great at some of these things, but I appreciate the reminders. And Wanda Gordon says, good morning, Miss Bonnie and everyone. Praying y'all are doing well. Please keep our nation in prayer. Yes, ma'am. Very much aware. I have something I wanted to read kind of in response to some of the tragic happenings. I don't want to focus on that, and it's not because I don't care. I do care. Um, I know our hearts are heavy. Um, I I can't really talk about it too much because I will not be in a good way. But yes, our hearts are heavy, but we have a great and faithful God. And I will say this, I am so glad. I mean, I'm not going to get into any details, but I will say that those who mourn today mourn with hope. They mourn with a true hope. Um, and that is a good thing. But anyway, moving right along, we will talk more. Um, but we're going to keep this uplifted and positive as much as we can. And Susan, good morning to you. She says, good morning, everyone. I saw some of your stuff online recently, and you're doing some really great work. I just wanted to tell you that. And Jeannie, my friend, says, hello, everyone. God bless you, that everyone has a blessed and safe weekend. Thank you so much, Jeannie. I missed you this weekend. I hope you're doing okay. It was a fun time. Okay. It was excuse me. It was a fun time in Pittsburgh, but those who I've seen there in the past, having trouble with this here. Um, I miss seeing Archer and Ace, and definitely miss seeing you and your son there, and your little puppy dog that's no longer with us. But anyway, um, and Kelly says, I found out I won't be able to be on with you live today, but I'll be watching the replay. Thank you for watching the replay, Kelly. Waving at you on the replay here. Um, you're all good. I hope things are well with you. And Red Hook, so great to see you. Says, hello, Bonnie, Hannah, and everyone. I'll be lurking today. I'm rearranging my craft corner to find room for all the yarn I got last weekend. Ooh, I would love to see a picture of what you got. There were so many vendors. Well, let's just I want to say hi to a few more people first. Ola Joe, the crocheting sailor, so glad to have you with us. And those of you who don't know Ola Joe, the crocheting sailor, yes, she is a Navy vet. How cool and wonderful and fabulous is that? And she has a YouTube channel, and she's a lot of fun, very uplifting, encouraging, insightful. So check out her channel. Subscribe to her if you can. You'll be helping another fellow crocheter. Um, just getting the word out. And Hannah, so glad to have you back with us, my dear. Hannah's been working hard, taking care of grandma, and just there's so much involved with that. So, and thank you all for praying for Hannah. She has good days and bad days, just like the rest of us. And a lot on her plate. So thank you for caring for her in the chat. I know you always do. And Sandra Harper, good morning. She says, good morning, Bonnie and Hannah and everyone from Southern California. Yay. I hope you're enjoying that wonderful weather that you guys get all the time out there. Well, except for the mudslides and the earthquakes and the fires, I guess. Not laughing about that, but yeah, wonderful, wonderful place. I got to go there one time and had a blast. And Hannah got to come with me and with my husband, and we had a good time. Well, husband had to work. We played. We had a good time playing. Okay, just had a lot of stuff load here. Yeah, Hannah says this number thing is driving me nuts. Just for the record, I'm not doing this, guys. This is something that I think they're just trying out on YouTube. So I don't know why we have to rank us, but oh well. It's just like the rest of the world. You always got to compare. Try not to take too much offense at that, Hannah or anybody there. It's probably just something they're experimenting with. Um, and Ola Joe says, I'm doing well, thanks. Happy to be here. About to start some chores while listening. Get a jump on the laundry. You know, I love doing laundry. I know that sounds weird, but I think of all the chores that there are in the world, I think I like laundry the best. It's fun. The machines do it all for me. And I enjoy sitting down, listening to something or watching something while I fold. So I of all the chores, yeah, I much prefer that to mopping, vacuuming, or any of the other. Although vacuuming is very satisfying, um, you do get an instant result. But I like laundry. Isn't that terrible? Maybe it's having 5 kids. I don't know. We've done a lot of laundry in our life. And Felicia, good afternoon to you. And Swati, so glad you could be here. Says good morning and happy Friday from Southern Cal. Hope everyone is doing well today. Thank you, Swati. I hope you and your mom and family are doing well too. And Sean, good morning to you. And Carol G and the Corn Dogs waving right back at you. Again, I love that name. That is so clever. Um, Hannah says to Ola Joe, I've already gotten a load of laundry done along with a trip to Walmart and back, resting now. Well, sort of resting, sort of moderating though, right? And so we have see Felicia and Denise, good to have you with us. And Sheila, good to have you. She says, hi Bonnie, finally caught you live. Yeah, it's very great to have you back, Sheila. And oh, you're so sweet, Ola Joe, sending hugs to Jeannie. And Swati says she's working on the wagon wheel rug and loving it so far. Okay, hope that continues. And Sean says, God bless you for bringing God's blessings to us. My pleasure, Sean. If there's any way that is happening, I am so thankful. I just see that as probably the most important thing that we can even talk about or give to another, prayer and sharing God's word for sure. And Ola Joe says to Hannah, awesome, woohoo. That is definitely worth celebrating. Please rest when you can. And Wanda says, amen. Yes, we serve the Lord. Yes, ma'am. Yes, indeed. Well, let me go ahead and I'm going to show you some of the goodies that I got. I can't go into all the stories and all the fun things at Pittsburgh, but I will say one thing that I probably didn't emphasize a lot before the conference or before the Fiber Festival is they have a community room there devoted to organizations that give back, like Saks, SACKS. You can look it up online. Just look up Saks, Soap Saks. They were there. They collected a lot that people had donated, or you could just sit there and chat with the other people attending from all over the country, and crochet some up with some of the donated yarn they had there, or you could bring donated yarn. I think they had the Linus Project or something similar. They also had Bethany Christian Ministries there, collecting, making awareness of their community, and they were also teaching people to crochet for free, and just a lot going on in that room. and they had snacks on the table, goodies on the table for the taking for free. So if you came there and to the conference, and let's say you just wanted to hang out and didn't really have the extra funds for classes, which is okay. The first conference I ever attended was in Greensboro. There was the Crochet Guild of America. I didn't have money for classes. I was just a stay-at-home mom, no added income at the time, except for a couple of publications that I kind of stumbled into with Leisure Arts. And I actually sold some of those for lunch. So I had lunch money at the hotel, and I actually stayed with a relative off-site. So I did it on the cheap. You can do that if you're near these events, or if you have a relative that you can kind of bunk in with instead of the hotel. But anyway, the community room was there, and there were a lot of people who lived locally who just came and sat in the community room, got to meet people, talk with people, make things, and it's just a really great time of just connecting with others that get it, that get what we do. But I really enjoyed my classes. Some of the classes had just very small classes, which was really good because we could sit side by side. I didn't have to stand the whole time, so it gave my back a rest. Especially after the class where I had 19, it was almost sold out. It was just one shy of being sold out, and that was the Celtic weave and beyond. And going to take a tangent from that. One of the samples that I have for this class has been this stole that I made out of alpaca yarn several years ago, and I never did anything with the pattern. It's a very simple pattern, but I'm going to go ahead and put it on because it's a little bit chilly in here, but it is a pretty nice stole. You can also use it as a scarf. You can bunch it up together and use it as a scarf. Well, I had enough. Several students said, I want the pattern. And so I'm like, well, I guess I'll have to write the pattern and do a video. So just to let you know, I found a lot of stuff here I'm organizing today. I was in the marketplace and I was looking at some superwash merino wool, and then I came across this beautiful lady's booth, and it's called Noti. Very nice lady. I have some pictures of her in the slideshow that I released on YouTube yesterday or the day before. Anyway, I think it was on Wednesday. Anyway, so I just became immediately smitten when I saw this yarn. And then she had several other colors. Let me tell you what this is. This is 100% super fine alpaca. I'm a huge alpaca fan. This is 400 yards. I'm using a G hook. Did I bring the hook? No, I did not. I'm using a G, which is a size 6 or 4.00 millimeter crochet hook on that. And I am really loving the results. Let me show you. Put this over here. Let me show you the results so far. Okay, now this is a little bit narrower. Let me see, how much narrower is it really? Maybe by 1.5 inches. It's a little bit narrower. So I'm going to be marketing this as a scarf. But the feel of this, I mean, I don't know if I can stop moving this around so much. It may be hard to see in this light, but the variegation in the slight variegation in the color is just really nice. And I'm using double ribbing at the bottom, and I'll end with that, of course. It's a very relatively simple project, but if you've never learned the Celtic weave, this might be a good project to start or to attempt if you just want to get the muscle memory down for the Celtic weave stitch. So there we go. That will be probably called the Celtic weave scarf or something to that nature when it comes out. I will tell you that using this yarn, and I tell you this in case you have some yarn in your stash that you'd want to substitute. And also, just to be clear, this is one of those projects where the size of the yarn is really your choice. So if you want this to be wider, you can make it in DK weight. It'll be about 1.5 inches wider. If you want to make this in worsted weight acrylic. You can upsize your hook to the size yarn that you're using and go to town on it. You'll end up with a thicker stole when you use the thicker yarns. I don't know that I would use anything beyond the size 4 or worsted weight. I wouldn't go thicker than that because you're going to really be chunking it up. But I just want to make that clear so you don't feel like you have to run out and buy high-end yarn. You don't have to for projects like this. Just use what you have in your stash. And for the record, I'll show you where I joined yarns, which was right here. So out of one hank, I've got, I'll fold this so I'll show you. I got about this much, which was 20 inches measured, about that much, 20 inches long, with one hank. So I am planning on using 3 hanks to make this between 60 and 62 inches long, depending on how this comes out. So it'll be in a 60-inch ballpark in length, which is a really nice length for a scarf. So that's a little bit of a preview. This will probably be coming in November, simply because September, we have a very special thing I'm going to show you in just a minute. And we do have some things that are really sweet planned for October. So you want to stay in touch. And I also got this yarn. It looks a bit rustic in nature. I know it's always hard to tell what these are going to look like, but do I have no, I don't have anything jeans. Well, she had a project there. This is from the Yarnsmith. It was so great to see, Donna. And thank you all who showed interest in the project I have behind me, the broomstick shawl. She sold out of that color of yarn. She made a lot of extra for this kit, although you can make the kit in any color you want, but she sold out of that yarn. So thank you. I think a lot of it was interest in this. We had this at her booth so that people would see what it looked like. But she had another simple scarf crocheted there, and it was up against a washed out jeans jacket, washed out denim. And this looked amazing next to the washed out denim. It's kind of hard to imagine, but I'm hoping to do something similar, probably a small scarf. I'm going to make it a one hank wonder. So there's just one of these involved. And yeah, so this was called Swappin' Yarns. This was the featured yarn of the conference. So, and she very graciously gave me one so I could show you guys. Also got to visit with my friend Jewel Designs, and I picked up one of these. And let me show you these. This is a pin where you can pin. These are fantastic. I'll show you how beautiful these work. I can get them off the card. I'll do this right now. These are really great for like shawl pins and whatnot. Let's say if I wanted to, I'm not going to do this real fancy right now, but let's go ahead. Let's see if I wanted to, pin a scarf in a particular way. I can do this very easily. This does not hurt the fabric. I can go through both layers like so. And on the back side, we just pops on like this. And you can see that's not going to be coming through. So if I wanted to, wear this, it's going to stay. Okay, I probably could have done that better, but it'll stay there. You're not going to lose your shawl. You're not going to lose your shawl pin. And you can do all sorts of creative things with these. This particular one, I don't know if it was a special price, but it was $22. So these are definitely not super cheap, Walmart things. These are handcrafted. These are specially designed. And this one is inspired by lace. Let me see if I can hold it up there. Isn't that pretty? So I'm looking forward to adding this to some of my asymmetrical scarves once the winter comes, and we're starting to get a nip in the air here. It's really nice. I can be in the 60s. It's glorious outside. Um, do I have a pattern for that? I'm coming out with a pattern for this. I don't have a pattern for this yet, but it will be coming. Look for this sometime in November, which is right around the corner. We're about to hit September in just a couple of days. I can't believe August is gone. Um, so we'll have September, October. I've got things happening, but let me go ahead and get back to the chat here. I'll catch up with the chat, and then I want to do the big reveal for you guys. I don't want to hold this off any longer. All right. And Hannah says, yes, and prayer gives us hope for the future. It sure does, Hannah. In fact, Hannah, you have inspired me today with your email to the group chat that Hannah and I are a part of with some ladies from our church. She wanted to encourage us all today. And I'm actually going to read the words to the song that you sent because I was so inspired by that. And Jesus Joy 7 says, good morning, Bonnie, Hannah, and Yarny friends. I pray you all are doing well. God bless you. Thank you so much. I hope you and your hubby are doing better and, getting all those muscles and ligaments and bones healed up. Marie, hello from PA. Well, welcome, Marie. I so enjoyed being in your neck of the woods this past week. And Luella, it's so great to have you here, my dear. She says it's great seeing you. It's great to see you. I hope you're doing well. Email me sometimes if you get a chance. I would love to catch up with you and see how things are going. And Sandy says good morning from Sutton, Ontario, Canada. Ooh, welcome, Sandy. I was in Ontario about 36 years ago. I remember visiting Ontario. No. Maybe I'm mistaken. I'm thinking Ottawa. I'm sorry. I'm getting my O words mixed up. It was Ottawa back in 1989 for my first anniversary. But so glad to have you folks from Canada here. Let me go ahead and put a plug in for Prince Edward Island. It's coming up. It's coming up soon, guys. Pittsburgh has come and gone, and here we are looking forward to Prince Edward Island, October 23rd through the 25th. It's at the Delta Hotels Prince Edward, 18 Queen Street in Charlottetown. This will be my first time visiting PEI or really any of the islands, the Canada Islands. I'll be teaching 5 classes. I'll go over these real quick. Introduction to Crocheting Post Cables. This is a really great class if you've never done cables or post stitches. I'm going to start very basic, and I do go slowly through that class. Another class, Crocheting Beautiful Trims and Borders. I'm going to be teaching Intro to Reading Crochet Patterns and Stitch Diagrams. I'm going to make the gobbledygook understandable. And my promise to that class is you'll be more comfortable reading crochet patterns than you will text messages when you get done with that. Okay, Joan's out in Alberta, Canada. Yeah, I've not been to Alberta. Very, very. I want to go there though, Joan. I definitely want to see the Canadian Rockies. I'm going to also be teaching multiple ways to crochet ribbing. I taught that class in Pittsburgh and had a lot of fun doing it. And 3 ways to crochet braided cables. That's definitely an intermediate class on the braided cables. But as I tell people, if you are a confident beginner and you're not afraid of making mistakes, dive on in. And I had to keep telling the Celtic weave class, and a lot of people there did get the Celtic weave finally. I had to keep telling a lot of people there, it's okay to make mistakes, and making mistakes is how we learn. Don't be ever discouraged because I tried this stitch and I couldn't do it the first try or the second try or the third try. Sometimes you just have to keep at it, and sometimes you have to put it down, walk away, and then come back to it later. And that's kind of how I learned to knit. If I had just given up on knitting completely, I would have been really missing out. But several years ago, was able to sit down with someone, and my friend Lana from So Original over in Columbia, Maryland. She was a great teacher, taught me very quickly. And after I learned, I made a lot of mistakes. I kept making mistakes, but the more I tried, the fewer the mistakes. I still make mistakes in crocheting. I still make mistakes in knitting, but you know, we learn and we just get better and better. So it's not about perfection, it's about practice. And I think that's the key. All right. End of TED Talk on that. I want to go ahead and show you this project. I am so excited. I'm going to have to stand up to, I think, to show it to you. I'm not going to be able to show it to you all in one frame, but we are on September, the second week in September, we are going to start Crochet Cappuccino. And so for those of you who are coffee lovers, okay, this is what I have been brewing lately. Okay, it's about 48 inches wide by 66 inches long. And we have the steam rising from, I can't even hold it all. It's so big. From a giant cup of cappuccino. Okay. And it is framed all the way around with your crochet hearts. All right. And as you can imagine, it's taken me a long time to get this in print. And since you all are crochet, we're going to talk about this for a little bit more. Let me see. Oh, thank you so much for that comment. Anyone can learn cables from you, Bonnie. You make it so much easier to understand. Your teaching and patience is a blessing from Heart Wings Creations. Thank you so much. All right. So, okay. So what in the world, right? Well, let me show you something. Let me show you a secret. It's just half double crochets behind these cables. And if you take this row by row, all of these things are just front or back post double crochets. Okay, so in that sense, there's nothing here that you haven't seen before if you've been showing, following my channel. The only difference is I just put a lot of cables together in a row. Okay. The one thing that is a bit challenging, I think the most challenging of my patterns is I'm also working with two different colors. And I'm hiding, I am carrying this yarn as I go. So you don't have to hide 1,000,001 knots. And I think that would not be a good thing. So as you can see from the back side, the yarn is fairly well hidden, I think. Can you see that? There are some smaller floats around in here, but they're very small. And I actually figured out a way to work the color that I'm not using, that would be like the background color, in on the back side or the front side. On Monday, I'm planning on releasing a video that's just aimed at showing how I am doing this. And I think it would be a good idea just to look at that so that you understand how I'm carrying this yarn. That's the one thing I haven't done a lot or any of really with my designs. But even down, along the back where more of the cables are. I mean, you can see there aren't a lot of, I didn't want to have long strands that you can, excuse me, that can easily get snagged. I didn't want that for you all. I wanted this to be a little more seamless. So let me give you a look one more time. So, and okay, so this is, okay, the top as the steam dissipates. Like I said, this is 66 inches long. And it's a fairly large cup. Okay. So that's been my big secret. I've been holding back for a while. Again, and just to be clear, and I do talk about this at the beginning of the video, this is not for an absolute beginner. This is for somebody who likes cables, who isn't afraid of cables, and they're looking for a challenge. This does come with an extensive pattern, and let me show you. I printed the pattern off today. Two of the pictures in the back are just simply large photos, clear photos of the pattern. But including those, there's a total of 32 pages here. And the reason I did that, they're also complete video tutorials. It includes more than 4 hours of video instruction, has a lot of stitch diagrams, especially where the like where the tops are, where the steam tapers off. I have those in detail. I don't have every single row in detail because honestly, you don't need that. But I do have a lot of the different stitches in detail, and as well as the written word photos, so that you can, have a little more a little more close details as to what you're shooting for. Okay. And at the very back, I have 2 pages of the cup. 1, 2. Wait a minute. It's not the other side. And this is the other side. And what you would need to do is trim this and tape these 2 together so that you have a diagram for making the cup. All right. Pattern. Let me go ahead and get the date on this so I can be as specific as possible. Okay. Pattern and video will be available September 8th. That's Monday, September 8th. If you're a watch follower, the value of this pattern is basically 2 months worth of membership, because this is not going to be a free pattern. It's not going to be a cheap pattern. But watch members will be getting this as soon as I can get it uploaded, probably by the 1st of September at the latest. So I'm going to try to get this up to you all ASAP, so that you can start watching. But it will be in my Etsy store as well as in my Lovecraft stores soon. So I'm going to try to definitely be there by the 8th. If I get them uploaded sooner and you end up buying the design, the videos still are not going to be available until the 8th. Okay, so the videos won't work for you until the 8th of September. But I hope you like that one. Getting warm in here now. That alpaca is wonderful, and it's wonderfully warm. Oh, thank you, Hannah. Okay, yarn. Swati would like to know how much each color is needed. Thank you, Swati. I knew you were going to ask. I knew somebody was going to ask. So I actually wrote that down. I have it on the sheet of paper. I used Paintbox Simply Aran. And for those of you who aren't familiar with this, it's 201 yards or 184 meters in a ball of yarn, 100% acrylic. And I'll read you what you're going to need. But actually, if you want to just copy and paste, there's a copy of this in the video description. So I wrote down exactly what I'm going to read to you. I used 3 of these in the number 210. That's the dark brown coffee bean color. 3 skeins of number 209, which is a medium brown, which is the next darkest color going lighter. 4 of the light caramel, which is number 208. 3 of number 207, which is vanilla cream, and 4 of number 202 champagne white. So that's 4. So about 17 skeins of yarn total. And that's probably because there is a lot of half double crochets that don't have cabling in this. That's why you have a little bit less yarn. But all that information is in the video description. If you don't know how to get to that video description, once we're done broadcasting, you can hit, it'll say more, it'll have some information, hit more, and that should open up um, the information. Now be careful, because when you're clicking on things, sometimes it'll take you to an ad that's there, and that's not what you want. You want to just click on more, and I do have information. There's even a link. It's an affiliate link to Love Crafts should you want to, get your yarn from them. They currently do not have a great sale going on. I checked this morning and the sale has ended, but you can always stay tuned between now and then. Labor Day is coming. They may end up having a big Labor Day sale. I am not entirely sure, but I'm signed up for their emails, so I get the emails. If you're in the UK, it is on sale. So if you're in the US, it's not currently. But again, that could change as soon as they want to. If you don't like the paint box yarn, no problem. Or if you're not that's not available in your area, please feel free to use whatever you have in your local area and use what you prefer. Okay, it's just worsted weight acrylic. So while I think it's good acrylic, there are other good acrylics out there too. Use whatever you like. Nobody is paying me to say one way or the other on this type of yarn. I'm a free agent. I can say whatever I want to, and I usually do. So, yeah. Also had a lot of fun. I have to tell you, it's probably why my back is still is still in recovery mode. On Monday, we went to an O's game. It was a very special O's game. My daughter-in-law invited me. I invited my husband and me months ago. And so after living in this Maryland area, this is just like an hour away, less than an hour away from me. I finally went to my very first Orioles game. Yes, first Orioles game. I've still not been to a Nationals baseball game. I mean, I'm not against them or anything. I just haven't been I guess haven't been a baseball fan in a long time. When I was a baseball fan growing up, I was a big Cincinnati Reds fan. So Diana, I don't know if you're a Reds fan, but honestly, I can't name even one player on any team right now. But it was fun. They gave me this. My daughter-in-law brought me over to the stand and said, "Here, you get a button because it's your first game." So I'm like, okay, great. And the people were really friendly there for the most part. And there was a little boy who came by me and he said, "Is it really your first game?" I mean, he probably lives at the park, and I said, "Yeah, it is." He said, "Well, I hope you have a great time." And I thought it was just really nice that this child just came up to me to encourage me. And while there, we got some ice cream in our little souvenir helmet here. So that was fun to have some vanilla ice cream, and of course black and orange sprinkles for the Orioles. And it was a special game. And so it was commemorating Jewish heritage um, uh, time. And so they do special things for other groups. They have one for Christian evening, and they have other organizations represented. So we wanted to show our support for our friends who are Jewish, because it's been a rough go um, with the surge in anti-Semitism. And I'm not going to say anything more about that. And I'll say that, well, I will say one thing: whatever side you feel like in what's happening in the news, that's never a reason to hate on people here who have nothing to do with it. And that's one reason why I have my little symbol behind me to support my friends. And so anyway, so I just wanted to be there, and I will wear the hat to support those, just to support my friends, and just to stand against that kind of hate, which is unacceptable. And I have gotten some comments in the feed in the past, and I respect the people talking about that. But I did not engage her with conversation, because I didn't want it to deteriorate into something other than talking about yarn, and talking about something in an encouraging way. But anyway, I just wanted to say my piece on that, because I have gotten some conflicting confusion about that. And I just wanted to say, this is to support my friends.
and people, and just to stand against some of the tendencies that I'm seeing. Unfortunately, um, even in the United States, I'm like, what's with that? I don't understand. But anyway, I understand what's going on. But anyway, there's just never a reason to be unkind if the person hasn't been unkind to you. So anyway, all right. Thank you, Hannah. All right, let me go ahead and get back to you all. Um all right. Um Whew, I'm really behind. Sorry about that. So we have Sandy says good morning. Okay, I saw Sandy. Yeah, we did that one. Okay, thank you. I'll just say hi again, Sandy. um, oh, thank you, Sean, for your sweet comment. And Karen, good day to you. Glad you could join us. Um, and Sean, thanks for joining us. It looks like it's the first time. I appreciate you being here. Um, and Hannah, thank you again for posting the information about the yarn. I so appreciate that because I know some people might have a hard time finding. I know I have a hard time finding the video description if I'm on my phone sometimes. Sometimes there's so many ads that pop up and I have to clear them out before I can actually get to the video description. Uh, so yeah, Ola Joe about the pin. She said, whoops, she said about this pin, said, yeah, she did an amazing job on that. Yes, she did. This is so beautiful. And there's even it's just so cool. And she has some beautiful things there. Uh all right. I'm way behind, guys. I'm so sorry. Alana, welcome. She says late, but so glad to be with y'all. Well, I'm late getting to your comments, sweetheart. So sorry about that. Um, all right. See, sorry about the commercials, guys, but that does kind of help me, but I wish I could control that more. All right. Wow, I am way behind. How did that happen? Okay, I think I found where I left off. And Wanda says, good morning from Banks, Oregon. Bonnie and Hannah, I'm at my son's house now and soon going to look for a dress for my grandson's wedding. Yay. Hannah, thank you for caring for your grandma. God bless you. Well, Wanda, I hope you have a fabulous time finding a dress. I hope you have fun, and the dresses that I always tell my girls when we go in to try, and I'm like, well, if nothing else, we're going to have fun. We're going to get some good laughs out of this. But I hope you have more pleasing items to choose from than you can stand. I just hope you have so many that look great on you that it'll be hard to make a decision rather than um sometimes we go shopping and we just can't find anything. I hope you find many to choose from. Oh, thank you, Jacqueline. We thank you for sending that, Hannah. She says, good morning. Keep me in prayers. Tomorrow's my daughter's birthday. First since losing her. It is a warm day here in Los Angeles. We will, Jacqueline. Got you on my prayer list, sweetheart. We will definitely pray. I'm so sorry. I know those anniversaries can be so hard the first year, and even after that. I know when we lost mom and dad, it just I can take a breath. All right. Mm. And see, Carol says, good to see you, Hannah, Bonnie, and all. Carol, Beth in Oregon, welcome. Sheila says, I like ironing. Sheila, I would like ironing better if somebody would set it up and take it down for me. I know that sounds so petty, but I don't mind ironing. I get to iron my husband's clothes every now and then because he's a cotton guy, and I don't mind doing that. It's just a lot of setup and takedown. I don't. These just a 2-minute thing, isn't it funny how these little things just keep us from enjoying them? But I'm going to try to be more like you and enjoy it more. Um, and Jesus joined us to Hannah says, you're storing up many treasures in heaven. Yes, you are. Taking care of grandma. Praying for God's abundant favor and blessings. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for encouraging Hannah in that way. Um, Yes, and so Hannah says, "I need to remember this more and more these days." Yeah, it's not getting easier. And Steph says, "Can't stay. Just waited to wanted to say hi, Miss Bonnie and Hannah and everyone. Thank you so much, Steph." And oops, sorry, Susan. 3 commercials. Well, thank you for being patient on that. And Wanda says, "I love to do the washing too. I love sorting the clothes and hanging them on the line." Oh, Wanda, you remind me of my days growing up in Florida. My mom used to hang stuff out on the line too because we didn't have a dryer, and sometimes we didn't have a washer. But I like my washer and dryer. um, and Felicia says, "I just finished doing laundry as well. Yay!" Um, and Hannah says to Wanda, "There's some satisfaction in folding and putting them away." Yeah, putting them away seems to be the part that's the hardest. So I try to do that at the end right away so I don't have to do it later. Um, Margita, hello. It's good to see you in the chat, my dear. And Sheila says to Hannah, "Mom started me with handkerchiefs at age 5. I'm 79 and still iron tops of sheets 12 inches wide and all my pillowcases. Used to iron men's shirts. Love the results." She says, "I'm crazy." LOL. It's kind of funny. I started my kids at about, when they're coordinated enough, maybe a little younger than 5. Since I had 5 kids, I started them with napkins. Yeah. We don't iron our cloth napkins here, but we use cotton cloth napkins for every meal. That's just something that we enjoy. It's a little luxury. They may not look very pressed and beautiful, but they feel so much better than paper. And so we started our kids folding napkins. As you can imagine, 7 napkins to fold after every meal. They kind of add up. And so I guess by the time they're 3 or 4, we would have them starting folding napkins. And then when they got to be, I don't know, 5 or 6 years old, they would graduate to their very own laundry basket and had an assigned day. And like Monday would be Becky, Tuesday would be Caleb, etc. Hannah would be on Wednesday. Maybe the days got off a bit here and there, but they knew that when that laundry basket got full, they were going to have to put their clothes in the washer and then dryer. So they learned how to take care of their clothes. They learned how to fold, and they learned that if they didn't have something to wear and it was dirty, it's not mommy's fault. So I did, the extra laundry for the house, but for the most part, the kids have been doing their own. So in fact, my boys probably fold clothes neater than a lot of their wives do. I'm not exaggerating, and it's not a slam against any of their wives or anything, but they are very good. I know at least Hudson and yeah, they're all very good at folding clothes. So, ladies, you're welcome. That was just a survival technique so that I would have time to do other fun stuff with them. Otherwise, mommy would just be folding laundry all the time, and I didn't want to do that. So we all pitched in, and we just had more fun that way. Yeah, Susie Pop's creation. Yeah, I mean, I could probably set it to a lower setting on those commercials. I just do what's expedient for me at times too. So sorry about that. Um, oh, thank you, Ola Joe. She likes the stole. Yeah, and Hannah recollecting to she brings back memories. Yep. Oh, thank you, Wanda. And Jesus Joy 7, I'm glad you like that. Oh, so Hannah is paying for the thing on YouTube. Well, thank you for doing that, Hannah, because I know mommy gets a little piece of that action when you do that, when you watch. So thank you. Um, and we have Asha's handmade items. Hi, good to have you with us. Um, and Sean says, cute spook house cutout I picked up at Dollar General last night. Okay. I guess I'm missing the context there. Sorry about that. And okay. Yeah, I don't know if you're trying to advertise stuff here, Sean.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that is, but anyway. Um, and Susie Pop Creation says that's exactly why they are doing it. Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay, got it, Hannah. Thank you so much. And DL Chris says, "Hi everyone. I'm making acorn baskets for autumn. What a beautiful idea!" And Jesus Joy 7 says, "I really like alpaca yarn. It would be a beautiful wrap also." Yes, 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 yes. Where did it go? Uh, ah, I put it over here. Yeah. Ah, I love my alpaca. It's going to be fun to wear that. And say Swati says, "Plus, is there ever such a thing as too much yarn?" Ha ha. I haven't found that to be true. I don't think that's a nope, can't have too much yarn. It's like, it's these are part of my tools. It's like, can a man have too many tools in his tool shed? Probably not. So neither can we. Right? Right. And I'm not pairing one against the other. It's just this is what we do. It makes us happy and it's so much cheaper than therapy, right? I say that as a little bit of a joke, but I'm partly serious. It's a lot cheaper than paying a professional, medical professional to make us happy because I don't believe they can. um, and let's see. Yeah, okay. So we'll definitely get that pattern out, Sean, as soon as I finish this and get the video up and ready, probably again in November. And Heart Wings Creations says the natural color yarn is beautiful. Love fall colors. Yeah, absolutely. And Susie Pop Creation says, so excited. I received my 2 Afghan patterns from Mary Maxim. For anyone who does not know, Creative Grandma is supposed to have a free shipping code. That's a good idea for Premier Yarns later today, just to help enable. Go ahead, keep on enabling. Glad you like some of the things I'm showing you, Sean and Joan. Thanks. Heart Wings Creation says it seems easy to put on, especially if you have fidgety fingers like myself. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm losing context, y'all. I'm sorry. Forgive me for being slow. Um, and Ola Joe likes the pin. Yep, we read that. I'm glad you like that, Ola Joe. She has so many pretty things at her table. I just have a hard time deciding which one am I going to invest in today. And Wanda says, I have a beautiful hank of pink and green silk, but I need to get the right pattern so the motif is not pink and green. Good idea. Yeah. And so Kim is encouraging Jacqueline about losing her daughter last year. Says the first are so hard. We just lost Mama in June, and we will be having a lot of firsts this year. Yeah, that first year is tough, really tough. Whew. And Heart Wings is from North Carolina. Very cool. I travel through North Carolina a lot. On my way to South Carolina, I'll be doing that in a couple weeks, 3 weeks from now. And Heart Wings said we'd love to visit Canada. Yeah, looking forward to it. And AK Crafter says hello from California. Well, welcome. And about the Celtic weave, Joan says it took me forever to get the Celtic weave. Yeah, it's a little bit of a stinker for sure, but I think once you get it, it's so much fun. Um, and thank you, Heart Wings Creation, for your really kind comment there. And Denise, glad you like that scarf. And Jesus Joy 7 said, Bonnie and others, have you seen yarn from, is it Chandi's? I'm probably saying it wrong. Expression Fiber Arts hand dyed yarns. They are beautiful yarns made with silk and merino wool. I have not. Let me write that down because I'm probably not going to remember that. Shandy's Expressions. And I still need to look up that stitch that that was asked about. I still haven't gotten to that yet. So I will get to that too. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you like the blanket, Felicia. And Alana And Racine, glad you all like this. Uh, and Sheila and Jesus Joy says, "Wow, oh my hubby would love that. Gorgeous. Thank you." Um, I have to tell you, I feel if it wasn't for all the coffee lovers around me, I feel like a hypocrite because I don't even drink coffee. I think I just don't have the genetic disposition to like coffee. Um, and or even a lot of alcoholic beverages as well. It's just I just don't like the taste of wine in particular, but I do have every member of my family, except maybe for Hannah. I don't know if you like coffee or not, Hannah. Um, but everybody loves coffee. So I just thought, well, I'm going to make this for everybody who loves coffee because everything is about coffee these days. And I just didn't get the memo or the gene. But I'm just hoping it would encourage everybody else who enjoys this. And thank you for your kind comment, Carol. Um, and I got Swati, I got your yarn for you on that. And thank you, Hannah, for responding in Spanish to hopefully that's Portuguese, to our friend in Brazil. Um, and Heartwings Creation says, we'll be sipping my coffee while crocheting it along with you. Yeah, and if you spill coffee on it, it won't matter because it's the same colors. Um, oh, thank you, Jesus Story 7. You're so sweet. And Ola Joe, thank you. And Denise, thanks. I appreciate you guys. And thanks again, Hannah, for putting the colors in there. Uh, I'm also I'll let you in on a secret. I'm also working on a scarf to match in a similar vein. It's going to look definitely different, but similar and with different yarn. So that's something I'm going to be working on frantically to get out to you all as soon as I can. So I'll give you progress on that as I get it done. Still haven't started it, but I'm going to finish this other one first. And Nessa, good to have you here with us. And Jet One is so glad you could stop by to say hello. Says sorry I couldn't make the trip to the Fiberfest this year. Hopefully next year. Yeah, I hope to make next year's too. And I have to tell you all, we had an absolute blast on Saturday night. Um, was able to do like 5 different songs that we've been practicing, and it was just a lot of fun. We got to do our classic "Ripping Out Is Hard to Do," and Jennifer got to be the one acting that one out. Got to play some games. The Craft is Right, instead of The Price is Right, it was The Craft is Right, and had so much fun. Lots of, we had probably 100, like, the room was packed, and a lot of people interacting, and we got to play the secret game that I told everybody we're having this very special, kept it under wraps until the lesson, that we played Plinko, one of the famous games from the program that if you've ever watched The Price is Right. And I got one of the real Plinko games from Costco and carried it all the way there and all the way back. And we just had a lot of fun just watching him go. And some of the prizes there were like collections of Clover items, Clover brand gadgets, and lots and lots of yarn. So depending on where it landed, if it landed in yarn, you got yarn. Um, no, that was that. Okay, the other was, I'm thinking of the other game. I'm getting them mixed up. But there were different things on the board, and instead of $10,000, because we're not able to give away $10,000 prizes, the grand prize was a free night at the hotel. So some of those who won that, their hotel was covered, or at least one night of it. So a lot of fun prizes were had that night. Um, Joan wants to know, your chair is the same as mine. Is it from a dining room table set? It is. It's one that we got off of Craigslist many years ago. My daughter, um, Becky, confiscated the round. It was a round table, and you could open it, and it had some water damage on it, but we use tablecloth, so it wouldn't matter. I think we got the whole set for like $40 or so. But I do have a set of these chairs, and I absolutely love them. Uh, I think we got our $40 out of it. And then my daughter took the table to college, and they had it there forever. So yeah, it is definitely from a set. I see these a lot around. Um, yes, Becky. Yes, Hannah. Actually, she ended up selling it, Becky, and giving it away to somebody else who needed a table when they moved. Um, Talking about the small table. I say that a lot now, don't I? Okay. Well, it is 1 o'clock. Let me look and see. It's kind of funny. Yarning for a Smile says, I hate laundry. I wash it, separate it from my boys. They take theirs and fold it and put it where it goes. Good for you. And Gladys says, I'm glad to have back. Doing laundry is an exercise in productivity for me. You're right. Putting away clothes is more like a chore. Isn't that funny? Yeah, it is. It's universal, isn't it? And Stephanie says she just started Mommy's Cape for my very pregnant neighbor. Excellent. I know that was kind of a boring pattern, but I really love the drape, the way it comes. I mean, it's simple, it's easy. And I guess that's good. It's just the wattle stitch and the arrow, and I think low front ridge. Um, and Jesus Joy 7, again, on clothes. The way clothes are made today with polyester, plastic material, etc., laundering can be challenging. Yeah, it can be, but I don't wear polyester. I pretty much live in cotton jeans and in cotton shirts. It's a cotton t-shirt or cotton or linen. That's kind of the way I roll, except when it gets around to the wintertime and then I add the wool to the mix. Um, yeah, thanks, Jet One Inch is a very smart way to manage laundry. And Hannah says, I remember painting our laundry basket, made mine yellow and pink. Yeah, I apologize to you, Hannah. If I were to do that again, I would have bought you all a higher quality laundry baskets. I think I bought the cheapest thing from Walmart, and I know that you used to hurt my hands to use those, but I only buy the good ones now because it just blesses you for a longer period of time. Um, and Bima's Crochet, it's good to have you in the chat. And gee whiz, okay. Thank you, Felicia, for taking care of Jacqueline like that with your prayers. That is so sweet. Um, I may have missed some comments. Let me go ahead and just scroll and make sure I haven't missed anybody else here, because the time has fled from us once again. Yeah, okay, yeah, yarning with a smile. Yeah, talking about the placement of ads. Yeah, it's yeah, it is what it is. Again, I know it's kind of a two-edged sword on that because they do benefit me in a small way. I'm sorry if they irritate or interrupt. Um, yeah, anyway. Um, all right. Well, let me go ahead. I just want to make sure I got everything. And oh, thank you. Thank you, Hannah. Hannah wants me to mention the watch video because you may not know what I'm talking about. I just mentioned it so briefly. I do have a channel. It's called the Watch Channel, and it is a paid subscriber channel, and there are no commercials at all. No commercials, no spam. And I also want you to know, okay, on YouTube, this does benefit me in a small way, to have the commercials there. But I try to make up for that in other things. I do not monetize my website. I found out from a friend that I'm missing out on a few $100s a month or more, because I don't monetize my website. But I'm not going to monetize my website, and this is why. I don't enjoy websites where you have to swim through the ads and you have pop-ups and all these things, and you can never get to what's actually the content you're trying to see. If you go on any um, news source, you know what I'm talking about. It's crazy, and I'm not turning my website into that. I will forego the income just so that it's a better experience. I want people to visit the website. I want people to learn the stitches. I mean, my primary thing is, the money is nice. I mean, it does help me to pay my bills, and that's a blessing, but that's not number one. The main motivation for me even doing this is to get the crochet skills out there, to expand your world, to grow your skills so that, I mean, there's so many benefits to doing this. I mean, your brain. It helps you to be smarter, to stave off dementia. I mean, all sorts of things that they have found, scientists have found that are beneficial with crochet. And I want to make this as beautiful and as interesting as possible. And at the same time, making it accessible, i.e., making it easy to do. So that's and to keep this going from generation to generation, so that the generation of, the techies with the cell phones, so that these don't get forgotten by the wayside, that people remember the benefits of this, and this is happening. People are picking up on this, and younger generations are getting into this. They're getting into it the same way I did in the 1970s through granny squares, but after they get tired of granny squares, they're going to want to move on to something else, and that's kind of what I try to provide, is that something else, so that people can move on. But anyway, I was talking about the watch channel. The watch channel is where you can watch the best of my content, plus additional classes that I've taught live via Zoom. You can participate in either a hangout or a live Zoom class every month. Um, every time I release new patterns, you're going to get them before everybody else, and you're not going to have to pay for yours, because like this 32-page document will be a complimentary for all of my watch subscribers. Even though the value of this is going to be just about twice the value, twice the cost of what it is for the monthly subscription rate. The monthly subscription rate currently is $7.95 a month, or $79.50 for the entire year, which is a little bit lower of a price per year. So if that's something that is interesting to you, check it out. Again, no spam, and we don't track what you're doing. I do not sell the names of these people on my list. If you're ever on my free mailing list, which you can join at bonniebae@me.com. If you go to my website, there's a place where you can join my free newsletter, which I send out every couple weeks or so. I don't do it every day like some people do. I don't have the time, and I just don't like to spam people. So anyway, that's the watch channel. Thank you for mentioning that, Hannah. What would I do without you, my girl? Oh, I would be really busy. Yearning for a Smile says, a life with yarn. I love coffee, but when I'm sick, I'm a hot tea only drinker. All the herbal teas, and I had to, okay, and I had to reorder my David's tea cold 911. um, Yep, I'm with you. I'm a tea toddler sometimes, but it's funny. I can't order tea. Like when we go to Starbucks, my husband will get his coffee. I can't even do their tea because it's just too strong for my stomach. It it doesn't do well. I have to have my herbal teas at home. The way I do it is fine. Even having tea out is just you just think of all the money I'm saving. I can just pour into my yarn because of that. All right, I did say I'm going to be trying to finish up here. Jesus Joy 7 says about the yarn, fancy yarn. If you use her yarn for crocheting, you'll have to take out a loan. Oh boy. And I get that. I get that. That's why I tell people, feel free to switch things up. Feel free to use what you have in your stash whenever you can. And that's why I don't use a lot of wool in blankets. I prefer acrylic, 100% acrylic. I may try the blend, the wool acrylic blend. I'm looking for that when it comes on sale next at Lovecraft. I may try that. But anyway, I wanted to read the words to a beautiful song. Let's see if I can find it here. Here we go. This is the song that Hannah sent. And for those of you who are first to the chat, I try to end with some kind of Christian encouragement because I need it. I mean, I'm not just preaching to people, but I'm preaching to myself as well when I read this. I need this kind of encouragement with all the the fire hoses of news that we're drinking from these days, or whether we want to or not, we hear about tragedies all the time. And Hannah sent this to our group to encourage us, and I was so encouraged by it. I needed to read this to you. This is written by a gentleman.
Okay. Um, oh, this is written by a gentleman I know and love very much. Bob Coughlin. If any of you know Bob, I used to. He's just a great worship leader. Um, we used to be in the same church and same band together. He's just phenomenal, just a great pastor as well. Anyway, I'm going to read the words. It's called "Oh Great God," and I'll try to put this in the video description. I haven't done that before, but I'll edit the video description when I'm done, and I'll put the link so that you can hear this song sung. It's beautiful, but I think that it just encourages our hearts and reminds us who we are as well. O great God of highest heaven, occupy my lowly heart. Own it all and reign supreme. Conquer every rebel power. Let no vice or sin remain that resists your holy war. You have loved and purchased me. Make me yours forevermore. I was blinded by my sin, had no ears to hear your voice. Did not know your love within, had no taste for heaven's joys. Then your spirit gave me life, opened up your word to me. Through the gospel of your son, gave me endless hope and peace. And that's what we definitely pray for the families in Minnesota. Help me now to live a life that's dependent on your grace. Keep my heart and guard my soul from the evils that I face. You are worthy to be praised with every thought and deed. O great God of highest heaven, glorify your name through me. And anyway, wonderful, wonderful song by my friend Bob. So I hope that encourages you. And I just want to wish you all, yes, thank you, Jesus, Story 7. Wish you a most wonderful and enjoyable Labor Day. And I hope to see you here next week. God bless. Bye bye.